Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another week of the You Like That podcast. Joined with me, my name is Adam. I'm one half of You Like That podcast.
My name's Jack. I'm the other half of the You Like That podcast.
That's right. Welcome back to another week, guys. Another new-ish movie. I barely even would even call it a movie. I'd call this a film project, if anything.
It's definitely new.
Yeah, so it's a new thing. We're going to be reviewing James McAvoy's latest film called My Son, not to be confused with My Boy that we kept insinuating that was what we were reviewing this week.
We were just thinking about God of War.
God of War?
Calling him
My
boy.
boy. Yeah, no, but it's called My Son, so apologies for getting that
I'm still
wrong.
not convinced it's not called My Boy. I was so fucking certain.
I've seen the interviews, the posters. I think everyone else got it wrong. We're right, they're wrong.
The
and that's
Mandela effect in full effect.
Full effect. Yeah, guys, welcome back again. Another week here on the show. We're going to jump into some news, some pretty vastly big news to get us going today.
Yep.
And offer some questions as always. And yeah, hopefully everyone's had a good week and we're all getting there.
Just realised I'm not wearing my glasses. I was wondering why.
Holy shit,
I was wondering why I felt so weird and uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then I just touched my face. I'm not wearing my glasses.
Would you like to run and get them?
Nah, it's fine.
You good?
I don't need to see.
Yeah, fuck. What are you going to look at the camera?
Yeah.
No one knows that you're struggling inside with that. All right, let's jump into the news for the week. So we're going to kick off. Vin Diesel's provided some hints stating that a new Riddick movie is not too far away.
Okay. He loves those things, man. They're like
They're
his
great
passion.
movies too.
They're his passion. I don't think I've seen any of them.
None. Pitch Black is incredible. The first one, like old. The CGI is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
And the way it's shot is ridiculous. It's got the stupidest like hue on it, where it's just bright.
Yeah.
It's stupid, but it's brilliant.
But it's called Pitch Black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chronicles of Riddick, not that great.
Okay.
And then the latest one, Riddick,
Yep.
brilliant.
Okay.
Newer age, more technology.
I played one of the PC games. It was quite fun.
Would have been...
Apparently they're very...
That would have been the Chronicles of Riddick one.
People like those.
Yeah. I remember that game. It was a weird one.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, he's not fucking...
Yeah, fucking why not?
Canceling off with that.
I guess.
I mean, it's an apocalyptic type world thing where you can just constantly grow.
Yeah.
And just do so many different things with it. And Vin Diesel is strangely not getting much older. He just looks the same.
He's getting larger.
Yeah.
He was at the the last Formula One race.
Yeah.
And he Lewis Hamilton posted a photo next to him, and he's more jacked than he looked in Fast 9, I reckon.
See, if anything, I say his eyes are just getting squintier. And that might just be the muscle mass getting to his face.
Maybe his face is shrinking into his head.
Yeah, that's funny catching up.
The egg is taking over.
Yep, he's bowling over forward.
Yeah, no, he looks massive.
Yeah, but looking good. So hopefully we'll get something new with that pretty soon. Fantastic Beasts 3 got its official announcement. The Crimes of Grindelwald. The Secrets of Dumbledore. Fantastic Beasts 3, The Secrets of Dumbledore.
The something of someone. That's exactly what they're all going to be called.
The Fantastic Beasts title is slowly getting smaller and smaller into the corner of the title. Because everyone's like, oh, you shouldn't call it Fantastic Beasts anymore.
This one's even funnier because the word Dumbledore is so large. Because they're just like, please remember that this is connected to Harry Potter.
Exactly right.
Please buy tickets
really,
to this movie.
This one is really the lead into it, because this is everything we know about Dumbledore and his brothers and all that who died.
Were we supposed to have this sooner and then they fired Johnny Depp and then the world was like, hey, you shouldn't have done that? And it got delayed, or did it just get delayed because of the rain?
No, I think there was the initial delay because of the Johnny Depp thing.
Yeah.
But I think there were other things surrounding it that sort of stopped it for a little bit, and they wanted to take a little bit of a break in production, in producing it anyway. But it is getting the April 2022 release.
Yep.
So it's not far away.
No.
Same thing, we should hopefully get a trailer soon, because I'm pretty sure it's all wrapped and filmed.
Okay.
Because it will be interesting to see Mads Mikkelsen as Grindelwald.
Yep.
That'll be very interesting to discern from Johnny Depp.
I'm going to guess he looks like Mads Mikkelsen with an eye contact.
I'm going to say that the scar is going to work for him.
Casino Royale. It worked in Casino Royale.
Exactly right. Speaking of Casino Royale, Daniel Craig spoken about his view on if the next Bond should be a woman, to which he stated no, which was the only title that the media gave you.
Of course,
was Daniel Craig doesn't think the next Bond should be a woman.
Of course.
If you read into it, he says no, because there should be a better character for a woman or an actor of different colour.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a hand-me-down.
Yeah, it shouldn't be just another Bond.
Which is correct. I completely agree with that. I think everyone agrees with that if they just read past the headline.
Exactly right. Yeah. You go, oh, no, that'd be great. Yeah, if you don't do 007 James Bond, you go, no, here's another really big character that we're going to grow who's female-led or who is of another race.
Yeah.
And then you've got a fresh start to the whole 007 series.
Or just make another movie. Just make a good action movie with a female lead or a person of colour lead.
Exactly right.
That was his point, yeah.
Yeah.
But, of course, the headlights didn't back that up.
As it always is. He also did give a little touching on-set tribute to the cast and crew.
Very nice.
Tears in his eyes about loving this franchise regardless of what he has said in the past, which he has gone on to say he regrets saying.
Yeah. He's been Bond for...
It's 15 years now?
Fucking long time, yeah. Like, how much do you grow in 15 years as a person? Like, Jesus. The last shot he ever did was him running down an alleyway and then offset, which is pretty cool. Like, and apparently that wasn't on purpose. And then they shot it and they were just like, oh, that's actually quite profound. And then he did that nice speech. But yeah, I fucking love Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
Just as a man.
I need to go through and watch all of his 007s because I've only seen Casino Royale and Skyfall is the next one.
Yeah. So it goes good one, bad one, good one, bad one. I've never seen Spectre.
Yeah.
So we're on track for a good one. This one's supposed to be good, but yeah.
Well, a 3-year delay, why not?
Yeah, Casino Royale and Skyfall are both just magnificent movies.
Yeah. I would like to go and revisit and catch up on those. Last little bit before the big news, Venom 2 has its official runtime. It is not 90 minutes, it is 97 minutes.
Yeah, big difference.
This could just be a fuck around and going like, no, the movie's 90 minutes, but 7 minutes of credits though.
Yeah, probably.
Which it probably fucking is.
There's like new footage of him at like a nightclub or something as Venom with glow sticks around his neck.
Yeah, there was a couple little shots of the movie that came out as like promo material type thing. Nothing big, just like a couple seconds of footage.
He's going to be in Fortnite.
He's going to be in Fortnite, which is ridiculous. Fortnite just...
I reckon we could get into Fortnite at this point as playable characters.
Honestly.
Fucking everything's in Fortnite.
Honestly, give us a bit of time, more of a fan base, and
No, not even. Let's just apply now.
Yeah, why
That's
not?
good promo for the pod.
So we got that. We also got some character posters as well. Of
awful character posters.
They're not anything fancy to look at.
Very strong graphic design is my passion vibes.
Yeah, but we did get the sort of confirmation of Shriek's character.
Yeah.
We also get the possible return of She-Venom.
Yeah, maybe.
Eddie Brock's ex, who
sexy lady Venom.
Yeah. It's got the look. It could happen. It might not. Maybe
if it's a shorter movie, I feel like there'll be less Eddie Brock and his ex and his ex's nice new boyfriend.
Yeah.
I think there'll be much less of that.
Yeah, it should be.
Which is for the better.
Yeah, 100%. So,
That's this week.
It's very, very close.
Comes out this week.
Exactly right. Now, the big news of the week, which is this caught me so off guard.
This is we live in a simulation and everything is wrong and I don't want to be alive anymore.
So Nintendo had their showcase of
37-minute direct.
Yep, their upcoming direct of what to expect from Nintendo Switch and anything Nintendo related. And then they went, oh, by the way, we're releasing a Mario movie.
Yeah, so we already knew there was an animated Mario movie in the works. That was already established. It was already established that Nintendo's behind it.
Yeah.
I have a burp like here. Like just ready
to come.
Just ready, and I'm just so scared it's going to come out while I'm talking. But yeah, so we already knew animated Nintendo backed.
Yeah.
Which is important because Nintendo don't let you do anything.
Exactly right.
Nintendo
something
are very,
like Mario,
very protective.
It's got to be.
But they're not that protective.
No.
Because
they released the voice cast list for all the characters in this upcoming animated Mario movie.
This is real.
Movie.
What Adam is about to read is real.
Yes, so
I promise you.
right now the film is just titled Mario in capital letters.
Of course, it fucking is.
It's going to be released December 2022. The voice cast, I'm going to read it to you straight. This is direct from Nintendo's mouth in Japan. This is who is voicing who. So, from the top, Chris Pratt as Mario.
Yep.
Then you have Anya Taylor-Joy as Princess Peach.
Yeah, fine.
You then go Charlie Day as Luigi.
Yep.
I lost my shit when I read that.
Correct.
Jack Black as Bowser.
Yep.
You then go Keegan-Michael Key as Toad.
I don't even know what fucking Toad is. Is that the little
Toad's
mushroom
little mushroom
cunt?
head one. That always
right. Yeah, right.
Then you go Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong.
Okay.
You then have Fred Armisen as Cranky Kong.
Yep.
You have Kevin Michael Richardson as Kamek.
I don't know who either of those people are.
He's done a few voiceovers for a bunch of characters here and then. Didn't really read too much into it. Then you got Sebastian Maniscalco as Spike. He's just a bit of a stand-up comedian.
I know who Sebastian is, but I don't know who Spike is.
Spike, yeah, I'm not too sure. And then you're also going to get a cameo from Charles Martinet, who was the original voice of Mario.
Yep.
That list is 110% fact.
That's insane.
That is our voice cast for a Mario movie.
It's like, I wish it wasn't animated, and I wish they were just not in costume or anything. It was just a movie, and they were called Mario and Luigi and Bowser, but it was just like another story.
Yeah.
And just like Chris Pratt doing an incredibly racist Italian accent, but doing it really badly.
Yep. So
Chris Pratt fucking sucks, dude. I hate Chris Pratt as a man. But at least if he's doing a Mario voice, he will have to act in some capacity. Yeah. Which I respect.
The changing point for me with Chris Pratt was when he became too Jesus preachy.
Yeah,
his wife, and I've gone, like, you can believe what you want, but please don't go preaching it.
Just as an actor, like, he's got the Ryan Reynolds about him. He's got the Rock.
He's getting to that stature now.
Yeah, he's just himself.
You know, him in Guardians of the Galaxy was great. Yeah. Jurassic World was great.
But Guardians was just an extension of Parks and Recreation, and then he just did Jurassic Park, where he was just like, I'm just going to not act and be myself.
Yeah.
But I'm still kind of beefy from Guardians of the Galaxy.
And now he's going to be Mario.
And now he's going to don an Italian accent.
So, well, I don't even think he will. I think you're going to... It's going to be different, because obviously you look at it's a full American cast.
Yeah.
So I don't expect to see a lot of changing in the voices. Like when we think about it...
I didn't know Bowser talked. I didn't know Donkey Kong talked.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of these characters, they don't talk a lot in the video games.
Nah.
Very seldom you get them that they talk. They just make their noises.
Yeah.
And they've obviously got people behind them that do those
You wouldn't
noises.
hire Jack Black to just make noise.
No. So obviously they're coming into this of going, okay, we want to make this a movie, but we have to give dialogue. It has to make sense.
Yeah, there has to be a story.
We may have to lose certain accents and sounds. Because obviously Charlie Day is Luigi.
Yeah.
Now Charlie Day, if anyone knows from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, he screams a lot.
Yeah, he's good.
And I love him for that. He has the most impactful scream I've ever heard.
But Mario has a high voice and Luigi typically has a low voice.
Yeah.
I said Charlie Kelly. Charlie Day has a very high voice and Chris Pratt has a very deep voice.
Exactly.
What a weird...
So it could be getting a bit of a switcheroo.
I don't think, I don't think he'll try and do a Mario voice.
Same. Jack Black as Bowser, it's just going to be the Jack Black voice.
Yeah.
You can only imagine.
He'll say skadoosh. Or something.
There's going to be a Jack Black saying in this.
There'll be a skadoosh.
But like for me, Keegan-Michael Key is Toad, and Toad always just does his high-pitched screams.
Yeah.
And because recently all I've been doing is watching...
He can do that, I guess.
He probably could. All I've been doing is watching Key and Peele for the last 2 days, is just binging that show.
Yeah.
And like, Key can do a lot of shit.
Yeah.
But it's just, as Toad, I'm like, that's going to be interesting. Because he's going to come and be like, hey, oh, Mario! The hell?
I've lost sleep this week because of this announcement.
I know.
I don't know what's happening.
Seth Rogen is Donkey Kong.
Yeah. Will he do the Seth Rogen laugh? Will he speak English?
I dare say.
He's
going to get high for it.
And that's the thing about these actors that they've hired, is they're all incredibly recognizable.
Yeah, exactly.
Like...
The big-time people.
Yeah. Like, who have their own voice, for like a better word. Just like... why do you want Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong? Like, Seth Rogen is Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
And he plays Seth Rogen in funny stoner movies.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? And he does the Seth Rogen laugh. I just don't... It's weird to me. It's so weird.
It is. It's very strange.
You know, rightfully so, the entire internet collectively at the same time went, fucking what?
Yeah.
What?
It was no one being like, oh my God, that's amazing. It was like, oh my God, what do you mean?
Yeah.
This is what's happening with Mario.
Donkey did it the best because he just didn't react to any of it at all, but just said what the fuck every time. And then his wife in the other room was like screaming and laughing, just like, are you watching this? Like,
yeah.
If you can find Donkey's reaction, it's very, very funny in how nonchalant it is.
This can go one of two ways. This movie can be an absolute shit show.
It's going to be terrible.
or it can be somewhat respectable.
Well, it's not. It's going to be for kids.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a kids movie, but you can do a good kids movie because we've watched Sonic fucking 30 times each, and it's better every time.
Exactly
so
right.
You can still do a good kids movie, with a weird cast, like oh no, that doesn't work because Ben Schwartz was perfect as Sonic, wasn't he?
Exactly,
he was literally perfect.
He was Sonic.
Anyway, I don't know. We'll see what it is. I'm
when
sure
that first
we'll
trailer
watch
comes
it.
out, when that first trailer comes out, when we see like what voices we're going to get as for the characters, that's really going to decide.
It really comes down to the accent and the pitch.
Exactly. So I'm very, very excited to see what we get from that.
Just
all right,
insane.
That's the news for the week. We've been hanging to talk about that ever since we heard the announcement because it's just stupid.
I'm still trying to process it.
I can't even. It's sitting on I'm looking at it on the iPad right now, and I can't fathom it. Nah. It's just ridiculous. So, all right, let's jump into our main review of the week. All right, guys, we're going to talk about the movie My Son this week. So, My Son, I wrote another little synopsis for it.
Here we go.
I'm going on the back here.
I've stopped doing this for extra. I've just been copy and pasting now.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm gone now. Just a bit easier for this one.
Took my bit.
So, My Son, released 2021. A man's son has gone missing after going on a child camp getaway. Visiting his ex-wife and mother to his son, he seeks the answers on where his child has gone and who is responsible.
Yep.
That's basically all it is. This is not a very jam-packed movie.
Not very original.
Straight here to there.
Yeah.
So this movie was written and directed by Christian Carrion, and this film was based on Mon Garçon, which is his original French film, written and directed by the same guy.
Yep.
This is simply just his English remake of the movie. Yep. This had a runtime of 90 minutes. Budget, dunno. Box office,
it probably wasn't much.
Dunno, because
also probably wasn't much.
Went straight to Peacock. Rotten Tomato score, there is nothing on the critics, and there was about 15 audience reviews, which garnered about 40% on the average. But from 15 reviews, this isn't something that the critics are clamoring to go see. So this is starring James McAvoy in the lead. Then you've also got Claire Foy, Gary Lewis, Tom Cullen, and a couple other extras that don't matter because this is a project film, basically. So the first thing I'll just tell you guys before we jump into what Jack thought, James McAvoy went into this movie without a script. That's complete true. He does not given a script of dialogue, the story, anything.
I should have looked it up because it feels like... Yeah, okay. No. Keep going. Yeah.
I read an interview about it, so I can go into a bit more for you about it. So basically, he went into this completely blind, as was the original French version of the film. Same thing. The main actor was not given a script, dialogue, story. They just said, improvise, make something happen. They did this for this. That's how this film has gone. That's why I'm referring to this movie as more of a project experience than a movie, and we'll get into why that. So, Jack, My Son, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, I loved this. I absolutely loved every fucking second of it. I think this is going to fight at the end of the year for my movie of the year with The Dry.
Holy shit, just the way that you've like projected yourself and speaking about us coming to record this and getting it out of the way, you've given me the vibes right now that you fucking hated this.
No, I wanted to get out of the way because I'm fucking hungry and I want my dinner.
That's fucking true. All right.
As is the case on most Sundays.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is...
Apologies.
I like The Dry more, but this gave me the same feeling as The Dry, just on a bit of a smaller scale. I was just so sucked into the tension and the world and the performances and everything.
Yeah.
It's a very simple story. It's quite predictable, but, it's just, Scotland is beautiful, but also very bleak. And
that was Scotland on a nice day.
Yeah, and just sets the tone perfectly for this. It's really tense, even though you can kind of peek where it's going to go. It's a really tense movie, and it's just bleak is the right word for it. Yeah. And I was just all the way in. I fucking love this movie. Absolutely loved it.
I'm so surprised. I enjoyed this movie. I can't say loved as a movie, but I loved the way that this movie was made. I love the background to this. I love the way that they wanted to create this as a film. It had its bleaker, boring moments here and there, but then I found it picked up itself in the middle, and then it really fucking drove itself as something really tense.
Yeah.
And by the third act, it was a bit predictable what was going to happen, but it's just the way that I'm thinking about this movie is I'm not trying to think of this as just a film. I'm thinking about what I'm experiencing here and seeing as James McAvoy coming to this movie, improvising every single thing.
I didn't think about that one single time.
None.
No. I just watched it as a movie.
Wow.
And like it wasn't that I forgot. Yeah, it wasn't that I forgot. I was just like, I don't really care how it was done. I just want to get the story. And if the reactions are genuine, that just makes me think it's a better performance, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, you get a great performance out of it. It really reminded me of Prisoners. Obviously nowhere near as good as Prisoners because it's just a stunning movie, but just like in the sheer desperation and grief to just get an answer. It doesn't matter what the answer is, you just impose answers onto the situation yourself. And knowing that James McAvoy is just doing that makes it even better for me, honestly. But in the moment I wasn't watching it like that.
Yeah.
There's a scene, it's such a good looking movie in how minimalist it is.
Yeah.
There's the scene with the new husband and you know, they're just like just after the kid goes missing. It's like after the first day, and they have this incredibly tense, uncomfortable scene where the new husband is trying to be as nice as he can and like not talk about it because he thinks maybe that's what James McAvoy's character would want. And James McAvoy's character is just fucking seething and burning under himself. And James McAvoy is incredible in this movie.
Yeah, it really is.
And that scene, like, holy shit, it just sits at the bottom of your chest and bubbles and bubbles. Like this burp that I had before. Just bubbling. And then it, you know, of course there's the tension release. And it just releases in this horrible, violent way. It's, so good. I just fucking love this movie so much.
It is just a really good movie. In its own right. I mean, maybe I garnered myself a little bit by knowing too much of how this movie was done, and it sort of took away a bit from me. But in the same sense, I still loved it, like what happened.
And there were moments where you can tell James McAvoy didn't have a script because there's a scene with Claire Foy, and she's just telling him what a shit dad he is and stuff. And, and his reaction is just kind of like, I know. I'm a bad dad, and I know, and I don't sleep at night and stuff. And it's just like he clearly didn't have anything else to go off, you know, like because he just says, I know. He keeps saying that. And maybe in that moment that is how you would react, and you don't want to. You want to admit guilt, but you don't want to be like, you know. Admit too much guilt, but
So I think what we'll do is we'll jump straight into spoiling this movie. But that's our basis. Good movie, definitely worth checking out.
Very good movie.
But so we can explore the techniques of this movie and explain a bit more and get into details about the scenes and that. We'll spoil it now for you guys. So if you don't want to listen to it, turn us off. You got time? 3, 2, 1.
I would say watch it without spoils.
Yeah, definitely. Play along with the movie as if you're watching a movie.
But come back to this video.
Yeah, but then come back.
Make sure you always
don't turn us off completely.
Yeah.
Just pause background.
Just have us on the other tab.
Yeah, exactly right. Where want I start with this? So basically all James was given in this film was a page and a half of his character information.
Okay.
He was given, obviously, his name, the relationship he has with his ex-wife, with his son, where he works, just that basic information of his persona.
Yep.
So he has that to sort of, that's all he had to build off on.
Yep.
Then obviously everything else, because I listened to a interview just before, while I left work, on my way here, because believe it or not a lot of marketing for this film.
No.
So it was kind of hard to find one, but I found one. So yeah, that's all he was given, was just that little bit. He was also kept away from all cast and crew during the filming.
Okay.
Because they didn't want anyone to sort of try and give him any hints of where the story is progressing.
Yeah.
Which he was like, yeah, okay, I kind of get it, but come on, maybe a little bit. And the people that did talk to him kind of kept it to a minimal conversation.
Yeah.
And just try to get in, out, away you go.
Which is everything about being an actor, is knowing your character, knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
So it's a big challenge.
Yeah, exactly. So jumping straight into the scene that you were just discussing about the tension with the fight with the new husband.
Mm-hmm.
So that was all completely improvised, that whole fight.
Yeah. That's incredible.
That was... James had the idea that that's where this was going to go.
Yeah.
But obviously... he can't sit there and tell the guy that he's going to start the fight.
No.
So his whole thing was, I'm going to go in really hard with a punch and then obviously pull out the last second like you would acting.
Of course.
And then hopefully the other guy would react and reciprocate accordingly.
Flinch or something, yeah.
Well, unfortunately, he flinched the wrong way.
Yeah.
So he sort of
It's
flinched.
actually connected.
Yeah.
Oof.
So that first punch connected.
Yeah.
Not as hard, but enough to insinuate. But the other guy was such a good actor, he continued the fight with him.
Yeah.
So that was all the first take, fight, straight into it. That's how they did it.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Very impressive.
Incredible.
It's incredibly impressive.
Because anyone that knows anything about action in movies, that's incredibly choreographed.
Oh, yeah.
In any other movie.
Yeah, weeks of previs and stuff,
For safety of everyone in that scene.
Because you don't want to get punched in the face at your job.
Yeah. So
This is why fucking James McAvoy, like, he's no slouch.
No, not so. He's a Scotsman. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, that was a problem too. Like, fucking hell, this movie's so Scottish. Like,
Yeah.
Christ almighty. I would have had an easier time with the French one, I think.
Yeah,
Especially the cop.
Yeah.
His accent is so fucking thick.
Very thick.
Oh, man.
If you're not good with Scottish accents, subtitles on.
And because it's like there's, tensions building and desperation's growing. Like, they start talking very fast and spitting and swearing and stuff. I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
I put headphones on and just tried my best to hear what he was saying.
You kind of have to. So a good thing with James is that he also never watched the original movie or even watched the trailer.
You would hope so.
He was just like, I never actually got around to doing any of that. He's like, usually I would for something to try and engage, but this one I just didn't. And yeah, so everything that James did was improvised.
Yeah.
It's no like, it's improvised, but there was a few things here we were just like, this is what you got to do.
I assume there would have been some direction on set.
So what there was there was minimal scenes where they did a scene, James did his improvisation part, and the director cut, and you go, I really like what you did there, but your instinct's a little off.
Okay.
We want to try to get you to do something a bit different just to take it to where the story has to go.
Yeah, right.
Without telling him how to do it or exactly what he has to do to like get to this next part of the story.
Yeah.
It was just like can you improvise that a different way?
Okay.
Can you think of another way that your character could do this scene?
Yeah.
So it was still left to James to do and go, okay, maybe I could do it this way and maybe this is where it can go.
Just a different take, yeah.
Yeah, and he said not many times that had to happen, but for sometimes because it is improvised, it just wasn't where he wanted the movie to go. And the director was like, if I could change the movie to go that way, I would, to suit you.
Yeah.
But it will just take it too far off where it has to go.
Yeah, of course.
Which, understandable.
Because there's an ending in mind.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because obviously all the other cast had scripts and knew exactly where the story was going. So as well as James improvising this whole movie, some of the cast would also have to vaguely improvise.
Yeah, I have to keep up with
depending on his dialogue, what he would be saying to them,
and even steer it.
Yeah,
like especially that cop, he would have to steer.
That's their job was also to try and like take in what he's saying, but make sure they're going to steer it back to where they've got to go.
Yeah. And especially like his job and the reason the kid got kidnapped, like it's a bit of a stretch. It's the only thing it didn't bother me, but I was like, oh, all right, come on. He's an oil mogul or something.
Yeah, worse is sort of like oil mogul
dangerous.
company. They try to make that connection. I don't think that's the connection in the kidnapping.
Yeah,
because
I don't know.
when we get to it,
it's a bit of a stretch.
Like when we get that middle act scene of the realization of his son has been kidnapped.
Yeah,
and it's for child trafficking reasons. And I think it's just that this guy literally just scouts schools and takes photos, and then they pick a kid that they want to take.
But also you're a dodgy bloke. So
it's like you're working a dodgy line, so it's not out of the blue that this could be related to something like that.
And it gives reason for him to be super alone.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't even have the cop on his side anymore, and like that middle section where his missus dumps him over the phone and says never speak to me again, and then the cop comes in and says, yeah, I can't help you either.
Yeah.
Like,
everyone's telling me to fucking drop this shit.
It's the fucking loneliest 15 minutes of film you'll ever see in your life. It is crushing.
Yeah. So the one thing you got to sort of take with this film is that there is a lot of drawn out scenarios.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
It's a lot of James McAvoy looking at a phone and crying.
Yeah, that scene was very emotionally hitting.
Yeah. Oh, bro, I was fucking weeping.
Yeah.
Weeping like a baby.
The thing I really enjoyed is that they actually used a phone to, like,
Yeah.
watch the video
Yeah.
on. Because there's the moment where the screen, like, it does the dim thing because you've left it on idle too long.
Yeah.
So it dims out and he touches it and it goes back. I'm like, cinema. Cinema.
Mate.
There it is.
Yeah. It's
But
little
that
details
scene
like
is-
that makes so much difference.
Yeah, it's incredible to see like that. And just how he's, reacting to that. And, as much as he might be acting and putting it on, it's still what you'd probably, emotionally react to.
Yeah,
seeing
because
that.
as an actor, like, even though you don't know what's going on, you're like, okay, I know enough. Like, I can think about what happened if Mikey gets kidnapped, and now I'm watching all these memories that I missed out on
Yeah.
because I'm a shit dad.
Yeah.
Of course, that'd make you cry on the spot. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
100%.
Acting 101.
Yep, that's it. So yeah, you go from there, and everything's like the first half hour. Or so it's all like your somber, being sad and alone and not knowing what to do in this situation. Your son's missing.
Yeah.
What do you do? It's a lot of loneliness. As you said, this movie is just very lonely at points, until the realization of let's figure out what has happened.
Yeah.
And who can we get answers from. And it all goes pretty quick. He's watching those videos and he makes a correlation between a car that's in two separate videos.
Yeah.
And, hey, maybe that might be it. Find out where the guy is and then pay a visit.
Lo and
Very
behold,
quick.
yeah,
We find out
it was correct.
it's a child trafficking thing. His son has been kidnapped
Yeah.
by very, very bad men, and finds where they've taken him to.
And one of the things, like, when he tells the wife where he is and what's going on, and then she goes to the place, I was like, oh, she's going to die and it's going to be really sad.
Yeah.
And they didn't do that.
No, because the first time she goes to that little farm for the first guy and sort of sees him passed out and after being tortured to get the information, and she's like, holy fuck, he found something because there was another kid in the back of his car.
Yeah.
And she was like, still don't think the cops were called at that point because I don't remember there being a bit of a scuffle there.
No.
But yeah, then you get up to this third act, and this third act fucking kicks it in gear, something hard.
Yeah, it's tense. It's like storming a building, one-man army stuff, which I usually hate, but, it's like, it's smaller scale.
Yeah.
And, there's only 20 minutes of movie left, so it's not going to be this fucking drawn-out, annoying thing. And he's just like, it goes all Hitman, sort of. But he's just a bloke as well.
Exactly.
So.
In a better way where it's not the standard, hide down a room, wait for the guy, bang, drag him down, and then it's all like, it's not cool looking.
No,
it's
just,
not
slick.
It's
He's not an action
desperation,
hero.
it's adrenaline.
He's just a man.
Yeah, he's just
with
a
a fire
man figuring out what the fuck do I do now, because these guys have guns, they're doing something, how am I going to hide in a certain room and figure this out? Because he's improvising everything here. He doesn't know where he's going. The only thing he sort of had to guideline himself in the scenes were where were the cameras positioned.
Yeah.
So wherever the cameras were is sort of him going, okay, I probably need to go somewhere around here. This is probably where the stage is going to be set, where I need to go.
Yeah.
So you got to figure that out. And in a building like this, it's a bit hard. You got rooms everywhere here and there.
Yeah.
You got
it's like an old pub or something.
Three guys. I think with three guys there doing this. So when it comes to improvising an action scene like that and stealthily taking people out, I sort of looked at it, when the one guy goes outside to fix the tire and he slowly walks out, grabs the fire extinguisher and goes out to smack him. Possibly that could have been done differently, because obviously the shot just sort of happens, you see him walk out the door, and then nothing for a few seconds afterwards.
Yeah.
And you go, okay, possibly he just saw the fire extinguisher and went, yep, this is what I can use to knock him out. And we'll go from there.
Yeah.
The scene that he said he didn't know would make it in the movie was another scene where he was like, if something happens here, I'm not too sure what to do. So when he's dragged that body into that one room and then they sort of know something's wrong and they're looking for him, he jumps up behind the door and he's holding the big pipe.
Yeah.
He was like, I didn't know if anyone was going to walk through that door.
Yeah.
And he's like, if they did, I'm like, do I have to hit someone, pretend, with a lead pipe?
Yeah, I suppose. And there's another shot later on like that where he's hiding behind a door and the other guy's coming down the hallway, but then he stops and turns away.
Yeah.
And like, he's not looking around the corner or anything. So that must have just been an awkward moment on set too.
Yeah.
Like, how long do I stand here?
But,
I guess until he calls cut.
But it looked good.
But he stood there. He didn't give himself away. There's no dumb moments. Yeah.
There's no mistakes of
And that's what
kicking
you get.
a glass bottle or something. And
it's a way of creating tension without what's the word? Manipulating people into thinking it's more tense.
Yeah.
Because like if he kicks a glass over and it shatters, that's clearly fake. You wouldn't do that. If you're sneaking around a house, you would look where you're stepping.
Yes.
And you would...
To make sure that you're
exactly
going to be incognito and not fuck yourself
yeah,
up.
So the tension is, okay, he knows what he's doing. Can he outsmart these real people who have a set path?
Yeah.
It's like a video game. Like,
exactly.
They have a set path. Can he do it? And he does.
Yeah. But then you get the
it's real tension. That's what I'm saying. It's
and then you get that added tension because the ex-wife comes to this place.
She just fucking waltzes in.
She starts waltzing around, and then they set it up. They shoot it perfectly between the actual actors that know what they're going to do with this part of the story.
Yeah.
And some noise is made behind a door. The guy shoots a few bullets through, and you think, oh, fuck, that's got to be her.
Yeah, 100%. Any other movie it would have been.
He goes through, sees a blood trail, gets to the end of the line, da-da-da. It's the other bad guy.
The henchman.
And you go, oh, my fucking God.
Yeah.
Of course they did that. They both get out, drive away with the kid.
Yeah.
It's all well and good
She scares
until
the fuck out of him when he comes around that corner.
Yeah.
And like sees him. Like
that was
you can
genuine terror.
He absolutely shit himself seeing her. And it's like
if he let his guard down for one moment, he would have smacked it with the pipe.
Now knowing how improvised it was, like that moment is just so cool. Like, genuine terror in his face.
Yep. But you just kind of they drive away. The one remaining bad guy starts shoots James in the shoulder or something, passes out. But then we find the coppers come through and save the day, basically. Told him it's all good. We're all sorted. And then the movie has sort of a nice ending.
Still goes to jail because he's a shit oil guy or something. Criminal oil man.
It's hard to gauge because you don't sort of know.
Yeah, well, because earlier in the London police seized all the computers and stuff.
Yeah,
and I remember the girlfriend was so scared because they were
they're taking your hard
doing
drives,
crimes,
all your information.
And then as they're driving away, the extremely Scottish policeman is like, "Yeah, the judge might look kindly on you for stopping this trafficking ring."
He's like, it's happening faster, the destruction of this group. So
and
the
judge
might
will be happy with that. But so it's implied that he's still going to prison.
Yeah.
In some capacity,
because
he's alive and the kid's alive.
He says goodbye to his son. He's just sort of like, oh, when am I going to see you next? He's just like, could be a while. Could be a wee while. Yeah. But the movie ends there. It's a
nice ending.
It's a resolution ending.
Yep.
It's just sort of what you expect. How this movie should end, and I feel like you're just happy with it.
Yeah.
It's the easiest way to end it.
Yeah.
It's an easy ride, this movie, because it's not too long, and it's
very short.
It's not overdone with a lot of shit. It's just straight. This is it happening.
Yeah.
And progressing.
Yeah.
It's not like you see in a movie where it's cutting from scenario to scenario. So it carries itself really well through the whole movie.
Yep.
And I mean it's going to be an acquired taste of a movie for most. Because it is a straight-up drama, mystery type movie.
Yeah.
You've obviously got how it's made as well, depending if people know that or not when they go into it.
I think if you just sit and listen to it and you're into it, I think it'll suck you in.
It's got the appeal for a large audience.
Yeah, you're going to know if you like it or not.
The only thing is, personally, I don't know if this movie would do well at the cinema.
No, I don't think it would.
I think definitely... Oh, excuse me. As a...
I mean, you got a gimmick to market, I guess, but I don't think it's enough to draw a massive card.
Yeah, couldn't say it.
I think it's a very good streaming movie.
Some people said it might have fared well as a 3-episode.
Yeah, I can see that.
Type series.
Yeah.
Obviously, maybe extend a few things here and there.
Yeah.
But
even now, sitting here, I can think of ending points for each episode.
Yeah.
And then picking up in the next one. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I just really liked it.
Yeah, but either way, no,
I think it's fucking great.
It is a good movie. It's just crazy how it was done.
Yeah.
And it's just made me respect James McAvoy even more than I already did.
He's a very good actor. Very good.
But yeah, that's my son, not to be confused with my boy.
Definitely one of those words.
Definitely one of those, but definitely worth checking out. So if you can find it streaming, it is online, so it's very easy for you to access.
Yeah.
Worth the watch. You'll probably really enjoy it, especially if you listen to us now talking about these extra points. You'll probably find a new respect for this movie project, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, great movie, very unexpected. Now let's jump into some questions to end off the episode. Now, if you guys want to send us any questions over on Instagram, we put up a post. We can send us whatever you want, or even through the week if you're bored and you just want to ask something really fucking stupid. We're here to answer it.
Just chuck it in the DMs.
Chuck it in the DMs.
Ready
Slide
for
on
when
in.
we record.
So let's jump straight in with Brooke, whose only one was, is the big news a puppy? To which I went, you fucking what? You're the reason.
Yeah, she's the one who's saying don't get a dog.
You're the reason we haven't got a dog yet. So you tell me, Brooke.
Yeah, she's asking herself a question there.
Yeah, think about it. Think about it when you're listening to this. All right. We'll leave the list to last because I've sent some of my own in. Scoured some of my own questions.
Did a jack.
I did a jack, and I just thought, you know what? No, I want to find a couple of questions.
I didn't have anything interesting or insightful this week.
No, I literally just did a bit of a Google search, but not a basic type question. So something a little bit better.
Okay.
Start off with an easy one. Which app do you use the most on your phone?
Instagram. Comfortably Instagram, yeah. Because it's my only one. It's my only social media now.
Oh, it is too. Yeah. Man, I'm clicking on TikTok quite a bit. Between
I watch a lot of TikTok.
It's probably between that and YouTube, really.
Well, yeah, I sleep to YouTube, so it's, if you look at in my watch time or whatever, it's probably YouTube.
It's like 17 hours a day.
But it's because I listen to 20 minutes of YouTube and then pass out.
Yeah, that's fair. What, if anything, is too serious to joke about?
Nothing. I don't think you can joke about anything. They're jokes. You can, there are terrible jokes to make. And there
are really bad jokes.
Awfully timed jokes to make.
Yes.
And there are times when you shouldn't make a joke. Yes, of course. But there is nothing that can't be a joke.
Yeah, 100% agree with you. So wholeheartedly agree.
Read the room. Know who you're making the joke to and when. Know when it's too far.
Yeah.
Because, yes, they can go too far in the moment, sure.
Yes.
Yeah, every moment is different, but no, there is absolutely nothing anyone should ever apologize for about making a joke.
Anything can be made a joke about. It's just a matter of how you deliver that joke.
Yes.
So there can be
intention.
There can be a cunty way to make a joke.
Yes.
And there can be a, no, I'm here to just get a quick laugh.
Yeah. And if you're deliberately trying to hurt someone, like play on their insecurities,
there's a difference. Yeah. There's a big difference there.
Yes, of course. Then it's a bad joke, but it's still a joke.
Because it's different if you carry on with a certain type of joke, it's coming across that you are of that person. Like let's say you're making a lot of racist jokes.
Yes.
To let's say to one color or one race.
Yeah.
Very prominently, you are probably racist to that race.
100%.
It's not just making the one off here and there.
Yeah.
If you constantly do that, you're probably in that market and you are a really shit human.
Well, there's a whole genre of comedy which is called hate my wife comedy, and people just joke about how much they hate their partner, and it's just like, okay, that's a style of comedy, but it's a pretty shit one, and you probably just hate your wife.
Yeah, exactly.
Like there's underlying things there, like what you're saying with racism.
You can just make jokes about anything.
Everything in life and relationships and stuff is about intent. I think if you knowingly shit on someone's insecurity and then double down and like joke again after a bad reaction, and you're like, oh no, this is the joke I was trying to make and this is why you don't get it. Of course, like we've all been there, but look, like if you don't know that that's someone's insecurity, you're not a cunt for that. But if you make another joke after that.
Yeah, then it's sort of like,
then you're like, all right, read the room.
You've now understood, maybe not go with that one.
Because your intent has changed.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, every single thing on this earth can be a joke.
Yes, I fully agree. It's just... It's just, you hear it too much, but everyone will get offended too easily these days. Everyone is too much of a snowflake. I don't care. I make jokes about anything, and I will, because it's a joke.
The amount of times a day I say I'm going to kill myself.
Yeah.
Like, that's funny to me.
I
sorry,
know.
Like,
I know, but...
It's just funny.
Look, if it's going to happen, please don't make a mess.
Oh, mate. No, I'll go somewhere. Like a cat, I'll go and find a nice gutter. Just lie down in it. And just let
at least do it on
the elements take
At least do it on midnight.
Yeah. You're
jokes!
You're already there with the claw thing. Just pick me up by the shirt.
Jokes about suicide. What happens?
Yeah, just read the room. Just don't double down on it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, basically. What's the most impressive event you've attended? Not concert, event. Could be anything.
Don't know.
You pretty much only done concerts?
Yeah, I went to the MotoGP. So that doesn't mean anyone, like, if you're not into MotoGP, I guess that's not that
it's
cool.
the most impressive for you.
The most impressive for me, I guess, yeah. I've seen the Swans win at the SCG. Like, we were against the fence. That's kind of cool. I'm not a big AFL guy, but it was a cool atmosphere, I guess. But I've never been to, like, the Super Bowl or nothing like that.
Yeah. I saw the Harlem Globetrotters in 2003.
Okay.
At Wynn Stadium.
Yeah.
It was fucking excellent.
Yeah.
I was sick off my guts, but I'm like, I am not missing the Globetrotters. So I went there sick as a dog with my grandfather. And it was a spectacle.
Hell yeah.
It was brilliant. But I mean, Supernova is an incredible event that both times I've gone to have just been amazing.
I worked the PS4 launch at EB Expo.
Yeah.
So I worked for PlayStation there.
Wow.
And, we got in early, obviously. So I saw a PlayStation 4 pretty early before other people. That was kind of cool. I didn't get to touch it or anything, but I saw it.
Hey, more than you got to do for the PS5.
Yeah, I saw fucking whatever the launch. I think it was Drive Club. I saw that.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the FIFAs. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay.
Yeah,
It's
sweet.
a very good looking console, yeah. And
I
just had to stand there and make sure people didn't get too upset in the line. Because the lines are so long. I was the guy who had to, like, hype people up.
Yeah.
And fuck, it was boring as hell. Holy shit. Just talking to all these fucking people who didn't want to be there.
All these neckbeards waiting to get their hands on
and I was
fucking
just like,
burrito
okay,
covered
do you like
controller.
racing games or soccer games? And they were like, nope. And I was like, all right.
You
Stand
better-
in line for 4 more hours then. And
you might want to go to the Xbox,
shit out of luck.
the Xbox line.
it was funny because it was releasing like a few months later. Like it wasn't that early, but whatever.
Oh, well, there you go.
Fine.
Would you ever try a sensory deprivation tank experience?
Yeah, probably. I don't know how I'd react in it, but I'd definitely try it.
Yeah, it's a weird one because like you see it in TV shows and in movies a lot as well, and it's one of those things where you go, surely it can't be that bad. Surely you can't have that much of a sort of a trip.
I'm very claustrophobic, so I think I would be painfully aware that I'm in this little
You'd
box.
probably get fucked up.
I'm in a tube.
Yeah.
And I'm just riddled with mental health problems anyway, so
I
think I would be hyper aware of the situation. And when you're like when you're so tired and you can't sleep and you're just like, and you have that conversation with yourself in your head, you're like, okay, if I go to sleep now, and then my alarm's at 8 o'clock, it's only 4 hours. And you're supposed to sleep 8 hours, so I'm losing 4 hours of sleep. Like if I was lying in a deprivation tank, I'd be like, okay, I can't be anxious and I can't overthink, and I have to clear my thoughts and I can't think about anything, and then I would just be like, just thinking about everything.
See, perfect mental health over here.
I can't, fuck. Brag about it.
No, literally, I'm sitting there going, if I was just laying there, more than likely, I'm just gonna fall asleep.
Yeah, probably.
I
would have to wee like straight away.
Without a doubt.
I have the tiniest pregnant lady bladder.
Yeah.
Man. Even sitting here right now, I'm crossing my legs, so I'm just like, this episode ends soon.
Feel it coming.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would get out of it what the intention is, because I just don't.
I think everyone's supposed to be different. Everyone's supposed to have their own experience from it. I think it's a cool experience. I'd like to do it one day.
Sure.
If you had to go to war, would you rather be on the front lines or in the back doing logistics?
Wherever I get shot, Wherever I get shot, as soon as fucking possible.
You're going front line.
The second I'm off that truck, I want to step on a landmine and just decimate myself because I don't want to go to war. I don't want to do that, so just fucking kill me.
But then just sit in the back and do the logistics.
No, because I don't want to do work either.
Bro, I'd sit there count ammo
I want to play
all day.
Diablo 2.
I'd sit there count ammo all day.
Yeah, I suppose.
Imagine in logistics and just like a soldier walks up being like, I need 3 C4s, I need 3 boxes of M94 clips, and you're like, oh, mate, I'm out of stock of the C4. You fucking use it.
Yeah, that's just kind of what we do for a job now anyway.
Pretty much.
It's just glorified retail.
It really is.
No, I want to be dead, so...
What jokes? No, I'd literally just do logistics just to fuck with people wanting ammo.
Snipe the top of my head off, just straight away.
Last one from me. Was there ever something you thought was possible after watching a movie as a kid, then realised how stupid it was when you got older?
When I watched Death Proof, I was like, I'm going to get into the stuntman industry. I want to be a stuntman.
Yeah.
I was in year 8, so I'm old enough to know better at the time. But
Yeah.
I was just like, you know what? This is my ticket into Hollywood. I'm going to like throw myself off bridges and stuff.
Yeah.
Turns out you have to be extremely fit and like kind of look like certain actors.
Yeah.
It takes an incredible amount of work to get into the industry, and you have to be fit. Like that's the most important thing is you have to be so fit.
And you're physically putting your body on the line.
Yeah.
How many stunt people have died?
And I was just like, I just want to look cool in a car that does a rollover.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's, and I was like old enough to know better, like I said. So I guess that. But when I was a kid, I wasn't like, I can be Spider-Man. I didn't think that. I was just like, who's this 40-year-old playing a teenager?
Yeah. There was. I always had this notion of after watching Aladdin that I could fly a carpet.
Okay.
Like if I ran with even a towel, like if I just ran at the wind, and then just try to jump on it, surely I could gain some momentum and start like breezing through the wind.
Well, get the wind up under there.
Yeah, I even had dreams about it.
The wind does all the
happening.
Work. Yeah.
It never came to fruition.
No, of course.
And as I'm sitting here talking about it and going, fuck, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, well, and you're a kid.
It's okay to think about it like that. I also thought dinosaurs were coming to eat me every night, so
that
happened.
Yeah.
I still think about it driving home on the highway, a big grassy rainforest around me. I'm just like, T-Rex could run out of there at any moment.
Could happen.
What do I do? Can't fucking flip it backwards.
I mean, if Chris Pratt's playing Mario in a Mario movie, fucking anything can happen, so...
Yeah, pretty much. All right, let's go with the list and end it all off. If you had to pick out an exact body wash for each other, what would it be?
I don't know. The one I use smells good, if you want to borrow that. There's a few bottles of it in my bathroom because I buy it in bulk, so...
Fuck, all right.
And that's Palm Olive Energy Plus or some shit, and that smells really good.
If I was going to pick one out for you, I'd give you an Old Spice.
I used to use Old Spice shampoo.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm close to it.
It's a good smell.
It is.
Like
I'm fucking really
it made my hair feel like shit because it just dries it out, but it smelled really good.
I had a really good one. It was a Head and Shoulders Old Spice mix.
Yeah. That's the one
Oh, there you go.
Same. They have a shampoo like that as well.
Yeah, well, I had the Head and Shoulders one because I'm a scruffy, dandruff, snowy mountain boy. It's not fun.
Not no more.
Yeah, not no more. It's very, very clean up there. But yeah, that one always smelled really good.
Right.
But what I use currently is a peach-smelling shower gel from Aldi.
Okay.
It is the greatest shower gel I've ever used in my life. And
Cool.
It smells fucking delicious.
Sweet.
Would you rather eat only grapes for 3 days or everything dyed purple for a whole year?
Depends if do I have to dye it myself? It sounds like a lot of work. And generally food dye doesn't taste like anything, so I guess... I wouldn't want variety. Purple's my favorite color too, so
yeah,
I'd be quite happy with a purple sausage.
Yeah, but I'd be happy eating grapes 3 days
So would I.
a week anyway.
3
Grapes
days
are
ain't
fucking
that
amazing.
long. Grapes are fantastic.
They're so easy to eat.
Yeah, I think I will go the grapes.
They won't make you full, but
It's still delicious.
it's a 1 day grape diet.
Yeah, I do love a grape.
Spread it through the week. 1 day on, 1 day off. So you have 3 and 4. And you just mix it up. Yeah, it's a grape diet.
Yeah, I'm gonna
fucking
agree.
shed a few.
I'm agreeing with that.
Good. What was your first impression of each other?
I don't remember, honestly. We didn't meet at Enter Shikari, but I saw you as a human being.
Yeah.
I saw that you existed in real life outside of Brooke's Instagram.
Yeah.
And then I genuinely don't remember the first time we actually met. I think it was when I came to your house. I intruded in your own house in 2019, I guess. Maybe 2018.
Fuck.
Because you were at your dad's.
That was that was back in Shell Cove, yeah.
I think that was the first time I actually met you.
Very possibly.
Yeah, and you were just like, we just played board games and shit. And I was just like, yeah, you're a funny dude.
Oh, yeah, we did play board games. Yeah.
With your sisters.
Yeah.
I met all three at the same time.
So that Shikari show was like the first time I knew you as who you were, like, with Brooke.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, it's that guy. Because obviously we go to the same shows for fucking years before that anyway, but...
Oh, we absolutely
never
saw each
knew
other.
who you
we
were.
absolutely saw each other.
It was the same thing with Brooke.
Times.
Me and Brooke were at the same shows before we ever knew each other, but you'd never know.
Yeah.
And then, so same with you. And then Shikari one, my impression was, he's a weird-looking metal kid, isn't he?
Yep.
And I was just like...
And I am.
Yeah, I'm just like, just seems a bit weird, but sure he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
But you were screaming along with the Shikari word, so I'm like, but you like Shikari, though.
Yes.
So that works. And then obviously, the board game night, then pieces fell into place.
I don't know, I was just like, he is what Brooke reckons he is.
Still don't know what that is, but sure.
Yeah.
I'm still around, so I guess something good.
You're doing something right.
Yeah, there we go. All right, last one. Would you rather punch each other in the guts twice or lick each other's ears just once?
Oh, the ears, for sure. I don't want to be punched. I don't like to be punched. And I feel like you could punch as well. I don't want to be punched.
See, like, I'd cop the punch because I got the big fat man belly.
Yeah.
So I could just absorb it easy as, no issues. I'd feel bad punching you.
Yeah. Of course.
I wouldn't want to.
It's like hurting a puppy.
Exactly right.
It's like punching Bambi. You know? Like, what did I fucking do?
You'd be looking at me with your eyes being like, hey, please fucking
Maybe after my 10-minute anything can be a joke rant, there'll be some people who want to punch me, but just like fucking harden up.
Nah, I'll take a lick in the ear.
Yeah. I don't know. That's quite intimate for me. Because I do a bit of ear work during sex. I don't lick inside the ear. I don't treat it like a vagina. But yeah, you do some ear work. Like, you get up in there.
A couple of nibbles and a little load here and there.
So I think that would be uncomfortable for me, but it would be less uncomfortable to being punched twice in the stomach.
Yeah, a punch could leave lasting issues.
Yeah, I just don't want to be punched. I don't ever want to be punched. By anyone, not just you, just like anyone. That's why I'm not going to shows anymore. I'm sick of being punched. Blake Kirby, I don't know if you're listening, he elbowed me once so hard in the fucking ribs at a show. Nobody else he was the only one moshing.
Yeah.
Because, like, he was the support, so, you know, you hype up the other bands. And he elbowed me so fucking hard in the ribs that I just contemplated everything in my life, not just going to gigs.
Yeah.
And it's just like, sat up the back just going, why do I do this? Like, I need to...
Shout out for doing our logo, but...
Yeah, thank you, Blake. I love you very much. But I was just like, there's got to be more to life than getting elbowed in the ribs when I don't want to be.
Yeah.
It's just it's so unpleasant to be hurt like that.
That's the one thing. The metal shows are just... You'll never find me near the pit anymore.
No, fuck me.
I used to resent the people that would stand up the back, and now I'm like, no, I fucking understand why you stand at the back now.
And bigger shows, give me a seat anytime.
Yeah,
I will fucking
100%
sit down anytime.
Oh, boy, I tell you what. Last time we saw Ed Sheeran, I was just like, oh, do we get standing? I'm just like, fuck no. You just got to sit down and appreciate a show now.
I stood at Posty, and it was great, but like he played for a long time.
Yeah, I'm glad I was seated for that one.
So over this at some point.
Yeah.
And he played all the songs I like at the start, and I was just like, God, just end this.
Yeah.
With my fucking $16 warm mid-strength beer. But
God, I don't miss stadium prices.
Fucking hell, no way.
I can't wait.
I don't miss shows at all.
Yeah, fuck. They'll come back eventually, I guess. Don't know when we'll play one. We played one show this year.
Some capacity.
Fuck yeah, bands. Bands are rule.
You want to lead the band.
Huh?
You want to lead the band, don't you?
I'll leave everything.
You sound like me.
We're just there. We're just there. We just do shit. We're just old men that just slowly make music. We're just coasting off the antagonist. We got a song that's reached 1 million streams. You just sort of give up on everything and just go, it's never going to get repeated.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. I might still be in the band by the time this comes out. Maybe not. Who knows? But anyway, that's the show. The
rest of your band hearing this is like, hey?
That's boys, I'm staying. It's
The
all
group chat just fires up.
Yeah.
Fucking 2 a.m.
Boys, I'm staying. It's all good. We won't play shows for 2 years anyway, but it's fine. I'm staying. All right, guys. Thanks very much for sticking around, listening to us here on the show. We always appreciate it. Description down below, Linktree. All of our socials are there. You can find us anywhere possible. We are there, lurking around, waiting for you to like, share, subscribe.
Yep.
Do something. Click the button.
Do all that thing.
We do the main show on the Sundays. The YouTube will drop on Tuesdays. We also do a midweek show.
We do.
Called You Like That Extra. Last week we did Stephen King's Misery.
We did.
And this week we'll
We
be
are.
doing Van Helsing.
Yes, we certainly are.
We've waited a little bit to get this one under. And
We've joked about it so
by
much.
God, am I excited to fucking revisit this movie.
Oh, yeah.
So
It's
stick
gonna be a
around for
time.
that. That'll come out on Thursday. YouTube and Spotify same day.
Yep.
If you need any merch, you like that podcast.store, you can buy yourself a shirt, much like the one I'm wearing right now. You look very good in it. And yeah, any questions, send them through the DMs in Instagram. We like to answer them, and we'll put you on the show. It's always
Yep.
good and fun like that.
Correct.
So until we see you guys on the next extra and next week on the main show, you've been joined with me. My name is Adam, and I'm one half of You Like That Podcast.
My name's Jack. I'm the other half of the You Like That podcast.
And we'll see you all next week.
Bye.